Do you ever feel trapped by your own life? No matter how hard you try, you're stuck in the same cycle. What if I told you that the secret to breaking free lies in killing your current self? Samurai legend Miyamoto Musashi taught us exactly how. Let go of attachments. Picture this. It's Sunday morning, and you've decided to clean your closet. As you sift through old clothes, you find a jacket that no longer fits. You hold it up, smiling at the memories it carries. A first date, a big interview, a chilly evening by the fire. But here's the problem. You'll never wear it again. It's taking up space, and holding on to it only clutters your life. Musashi taught, do not have deep attachments. This principle goes far beyond clothes. Attachments to old failures, toxic relationships, or even outdated dreams act like heavy chains, keeping you from moving forward. It's like trying to run a race with weights tied to your ankles. So here's your challenge. Identify the jackets in your life. Write down what you're holding on to, whether it's self-doubt, a failed project, or even a grudge, and decide to let it go. Burn that metaphorical jacket, just as Musashi burned bridges to his past, embracing the freedom of a lighter self. Live in the present moment. Now imagine this. It's a typical Monday afternoon. You sit down at your desk, ready to make progress on an important work project. Your to-do list is right in front of you, and you're determined to finally check off that big task. You open your laptop, take a deep breath, and start typing the first sentence of an email. Then, your phone buzzes. It's a notification from Instagram, a message from a friend. They've sent a funny meme with the caption, "This is so you." You chuckle and think, "Let me check it quickly." You tap on the message, laugh at the meme, and then, almost instinctively, swipe up to see the next post. Before you know it, you're deep into your feed. A cooking hack you'll never try, a prank video that makes you laugh out loud, and a travel vlog that makes you daydream. 10 minutes turns into 30. By the time you snap out of it, an hour has vanished. Your project sits untouched, and worse, you've lost the momentum you started with. Musashi's secret? He mastered living in the now. For him, every duel was life or death, and his survival depended on focusing fully on the present moment. It's no different for us. Our battles might not be fought with swords, but they are just as crucial. Battles against distraction, fear, and procrastination. To channel Musashi's focus, take control of your environment, turn off your notifications, set your phone in another room, and tackle one task with undivided attention. Maybe it's crafting that email, completing a workout, or simply making a meal. The key lies in giving that moment your all, just as Musashi did with each swing of his sword. Embrace mortality. Here's a tough question. What if today were your last? Imagine waking up tomorrow and knowing it's your final 24 hours. What would you do differently? Musashi didn't avoid death. He used it as a motivator. Samurai philosophy teaches us to embrace our mortality, not as a fear, but as a reminder of life's urgency. Think about this. If you only had a week left, would you still waste hours scrolling through your phone? Or would you finally take that leap? Start the project, make the call, take the risk, start small. Every morning, ask yourself, if today were my last, what's the one thing I'd regret not doing? Then, do it. Whether it's reconnecting with someone you love, finishing something you've put off, or simply enjoying the moment, let death guide you to a more intentional life. Create a ritual to bury the old. Your transformation isn't just mental, it's physical. Picture this. It's a late Saturday evening, and your room is filled with clutter. Stacks of papers, old notebooks, and random items that have been gathering dust. You've been meaning to clean up for months, but every time you try, something pulls you back. It's not the mess that bothers you, it's what it represents. Tonight feels different though. You grab a box and start sorting. First, an old notebook filled with pages of half-finished plans, excuses, and regrets. You read a few lines, each one dragging you back to moments you'd rather forget. You hesitate for a moment, but then rip out the pages, crumple them up, and toss them aside. The sound of the paper tearing feels oddly freeing. Next, you pick up a pile of old clothes. Each piece reminds you of a version of yourself that you no longer want to be. The shirt from a job you hated, the jacket you wore during tough times. Instead of putting them back in the closet, you fold them into a donation bag. Slowly but surely, your space begins to clear, and so does your mind. This simple act becomes a turning point. It's not just about decluttering, it's about letting go of the old you. Just as Musashi sharpened his sword before every battle, you're creating a ritual of renewal. By the time you're done, the room feels lighter, and so do you. You sit down and take a deep breath, writing out a list of things you will do moving forward. You place it somewhere. You'll see it every day. A reminder that the person you're becoming is built on the ashes of the person you chose to leave behind. Build small wins. Imagine it's January 1st. You set a big goal, run a marathon by the end of the year. The first week, you go all in, 5-mile runs every day. By the second week, you're sore, tired, and ready to quit. Musashi would have smiled at your enthusiasm, but reminded you of his wisdom. Step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road. He knew that greatness isn't achieved in one leap. It's built through small, consistent wins. Instead of focusing on the marathon, start with one block. Run for 5 minutes, then 10. Celebrate the progress, no matter how small. This approach isn't just for running, it's for everything. Whether you're learning a skill, starting a business, or improving your relationships, focus on small, daily actions. Each step, no matter how tiny, builds momentum. One day, you'll look back and realize you've run not just a marathon, but 1,000 miles. Miyamoto Musashi's life wasn't easy, but he transformed his struggles into strength by letting go of attachments, living fully in the present, embracing mortality, creating rituals and building small wins. He became a master, not just of the sword, but of life. Now it's your turn. Ask yourself, what part of your current self needs to die for a better version to be born? Take that first step today. Write down one attachment to let go of, one small win to chase, or one ritual to begin. Change is within your reach. The only thing standing in your way is the person you are right now. Are you ready to let them go?